where you are. Are you ready? What's coming? Boom, boom, boom. That's right. We got the booms coming. Information is Q. If they talk about that, they're done. Where we go, one we go all. Here we are. Today's September 1st. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day here on the Matrixxx Grooove show. Today, we've got a really big treat for you. We're going to go over a little bit of a decode and some news. But before we do that, let's bring in my partner in justice, Shady Groove.
What's up, buddy? Everyone out there, Patriots, Anons worldwide, I hope you're paying attention.
And if you're not following him on Twitter, it's Cabal Crusher, no vowels. So it's Cabal Crusher.
You can't really say it, can you?
Cabal Crusher, no vowels. At Cabal Crusher, no vowels. Get back over there. Refollow this, gentleman.
I expected you to say it like the Matrixxx, like Cabal Crusher.
There's all you little Cabal Crushers out there. You're taking your red pills. You're in training. We can do that.
That's my camo.
We can do that, Shady. That's my camo. You're digitally camouflaged. All right, let's get this intro pick out of the way.
Out there, Patriots, thanks for coming to the show today.
Wow.
We had a great time yesterday, by the way, buddy. That was an amazing day to have Judith and Mike and Brad and Carly and JT and LK and Eric, everybody coming together and showing support for a newly awakened Patriot. What a beautiful story.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was good to surprise her. I really had a good time with that. You and I, Shady, have surprised Mike a couple of times. The biggest one, obviously, we were all surprised when Out of Shadows got cued as the best documentary of the year. But we brought in Joe Flynn, and he was just speechless. We made Mike Smith speechless. So happy. And then Brad came in, so she was like fangirling, as she said, and the reaction, if you didn't see that show, get over there. We had, by the way, black, white, no difference on YouTube. BLK, white, no difference. Again, no vowels, black, white, no difference, but that's spelled black, white, no vowels, difference. No difference. They're awesome. Kevin, I keep calling him Kevin, and I do that on purpose. Eric is amazing. And so we had 2 millennials on yesterday, and that makes my heart happy.
Man, it really does me too. I mean, really does to see. I mean, what I see is the country coming together. What the media sees is everybody being torn apart.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's get into this. We're calling this show Easy Lee, and you'll see why. But we did this decode, actually, Poussin and I, as I was running up to Jacksonville.
Well, you weren't running.
Well, I might have been, Shady.
You were.
You don't know.
That's a long run, bro.
It was a long run, I tell you. But, remember when the Q was asked and he said, I love these guys, or I love QAnons. Well, he didn't say that. He said, I guess, what did he say, Shady? How did he say it?
He said, well, I know that they really love me.
Right. And they love their country.
And they love their country.
That's it. Look at you guys out there. Look at those beautiful Patriots. We got the Kiwis awake. Hello, Kiwis. I love you guys. Waking up, wake up, wakey, wakey. Eggs and bakey. Although I'm not supposed to eat ham anymore, so I can't.
No more bakey.
Yeah. So Matrixxx is actually getting fit. He's gonna get fit. He's gonna do the right things. He's gonna go on a diet, and he's gonna get healthy, guys. Again, make Matrixxx healthy again, Shady. He
definitely is, and he's doing a great job. And
Thank you.
And I'm really glad to see that he's turned a corner.
Yeah, and you too, Shady. We all got to do it. All right, So Lee Ka-shing does sound like a cash register, Susan Mountain, I think, MT. There's, it does. Lee Ka-shing, Ka-shing. Pay, sir. Pay, sir. Lee Ka-shing. Pretty interesting, huh? Pickles is out there. God bless you. Adeline, hello. Adeline Marie Robinson. We got the Wizard out there. We got Q Team Digital Soldier. We only live once. I don't know. That can be debatable. I'm kidding.
Yeah, we got LK out there, Rocket, Christian. Thank you guys. All the men and women in blue are the moderators for the channel. If you have a question, don't hesitate to ask them. They're here to share the sauce.
Look at United States of Q, MMHGA. Make Matrixxx healthy again. I love it. I love it. That's awesome, dude. Thank you very much. And it is the sound of cash. It is. And we're going to go over this. So remember when POTUS said 300 miles, right? Let's actually just go to that real quick. And because I did this and I'm like, oh my God, this is how I got to Q300 and I forgot to put it at the start. Let's listen.
Testing. Mexico, as you know, has a very high rate of infection. The wall is now going to be next week 300 miles long.
Oh.
Our numbers are extraordinary on the border. Had that and testing.
So there you go. So the future will prove past because Mexico will be, the wall on the border of Mexico will be next week 300 miles long. So we go to Q post 300, Shady. Let's actually do that right now, just because we got to pull it up. QAG.news, not hosted on a Chinese website like another one that just went down recently that I noticed. That was weird to me. I'm sorry. That was weird. Let's go to the search box going hashtag 300. All right, so Q post 300 was very interesting. Can you find a pic of Alaweed, Hussein, or Clinton, or other U.S. politicians? L period? Huh. Well, Linda Rothschild is LDR in Killbox. And P doesn't equal Pope because Pope is all spelled out. And we got the Payseur reference. Are we talking about another bloodline, folks? L period. Are we missing an I? There's missing I's too. So we have part of the I there, Shady.
Part of the I right there.
And I heard you can't sleep anymore. Don't come here again. And my gosh, Poussaint and I got our shovels because you were in the air, Shady. So you missed a little bit of this. But
I know I was trying to connect from the airplane and that wasn't working out because I left my phone in the airport.
My phone.
I had to send my phone. I can't believe I walked away from that.
So here we go. We're looking at this graphic right here, and iridium was confirmed to be the missing I. But we also found that iridium can be found in China. Right? So it says, future will unlock more of the message. Missing I confirmed Q after an anon said iridium. Again, this is who fired the rocket today. I, message sent Q. So how did North Korea suddenly have miniaturized nukes upon POTUS taking office? What was stated during Hussein's term by agencies, or started? I can't read it because it's a little blurry. How did NK suddenly obtain missile guidance cap? Huh? What leverage? Define hostage. Their last hope, Q. And why is the I missing, Q? Now, we've got a missing I in Q post 300 as well, Shady. And we got part of it, though. So that's what gave me down. So now let's look at this post again. Can you find pictures? Okay, so let's go. Let's go see what we can find. Do you think we can find any pictures of anybody?
I think we can. Boom.
There's Li Keqiang with Saudi Alaweed. We got it. Check, Q. Check. We got that. What else we got? Oh, Hussein with China's premier Li Keqiang. Check.
That one's in the wheelhouse.
Oh, there couldn't be. There's a Clinton. Check.
Oh, well.
With panda eyes. Remember the Q drop. Panda.
Mr. Portable herself.
Right. And pandas come from China. Okay, so that's interesting. Now, we couldn't find any other U.S. Oh, my gosh. Any other U.S. politicians, Shady? Look, can we find any other? Oh, here we go. What do we got here, Shady? Who's that?
I think that's Nancy.
Is that with a Lee?
That's Nancy with the Premier Lee. Li Keqiang.
Whoa, Jimmy Carter.
Well.
That's a Lee.
Everybody's making an appearance.
Oh, my gosh. Kerry. How you doing, buddy? Look at John Kerry. We couldn't find any more. Oh, the Bush is getting a bike from a Lee. And Mao Zedong was also a fellow Skull and Bones with the Bushes, and this, bada bing.
And also Kerry and Carter.
What about like Lee with Israel? Oh, there could be with Germany or any. Oh my gosh. How about the EU that's unelected? No way. Oh, Putin. There's Lee with Putin. Not even the EU. No. Oh my gosh. So L period could be Lee, Shady.
There's a lot of connections there.
No, there couldn't be Prescott Bush setting up the Chamber of Commerce for the U.S. and China. That couldn't be happening. No. Could it?
Circa 1930.
What about Rockefeller with Mao? Who is a Lee, handled by the Lees. Oh my gosh. Ford. Oh my gosh. Nixon. Oh my gosh.
Well,
read this quote, Shady.
Whatever the price of the Chinese Revolution, it has obviously succeeded not only in producing more efficient and dedicated administration, but also in fostering high morale and community of purpose. The social experiment in China under Chairman Mao's leadership is one of the most important and successful in human history. David Rockefeller.
Boom. Kissinger. Yeah, Sparky. You're the man, brother. I appreciate that. I was wrong. That was Kissinger. Right here. We need a new world order, and Obama can do the new world order if he wants to. Is this posted? Yeah. By the way, Q Team Digital Soldier, Sparky dropped a link. There's the links. So our mods, the best mods on YouTube, will be dropping the links here for you, my friend. So look up, watch the mods, okay? So we did China Week Part 1. And if you have not watched, if you watch one other video besides this one, watch this one, Shady.
I agree, because this gives you the overview of what kind of we're digging into here that no one else seems to be talking about.
Well, you know, some people might. Well, Matt Gaetz is talking about it today.
Yeah, and I saw a few other politicians like Tom Cotton and a couple others that are finally coming out and being strong on China.
Imagine that. And by the way, the day after we did this Matrixxx Groove show for China Week, because we did Shark Week, POTUS had this on his YouTube as we're coming on to day 2.
Look, China will own the United States if this election's lost by Donald Trump. If I don't win the election, China will own the United States. You're going to have to learn to speak Chinese. Look,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It's always been China, guys. Let's watch this real quick. Always, guys. Always. Look at Russia, not China. Shady. By the way, somebody just said this. That 300 timestamp converts to 686 live operation in China. Remember the blown out windows up there? I remember that.
Yep.
So if you're just joining us, again, this is Q Post 300. Can you find a pic of Aloid, Hussein, or Clinton, or other U.S. politicians? L period. Heard you can't sleep anymore. Don't come here again. And we're going to keep decoding this post right here. Okay? So just to, in summary, Shady, let's just go. Here's Aloid. Here's Hussein. Here's Clinton. Did I say Clinton? I said
just
Clinton.
Also to note that, whenever he said that we have 300 miles of wall built, the reason we kind of honed in on that because there isn't actually 300 miles done yet.
And he said next week, like future proves past, Shady.
Right. It was very interesting the way that he referred to it.
Correct. And then this is Lee with Israel. This is Lee with Germany. This is Lee with Putin. This is Lee with unelected EU. This is Prescott Bush. This is just a summary in case you just joined us, Angela. This is for you, you know. This updated file photo shows Premier Zun Rongyi and Prescott Bush, former chairman of the U.S.-China Chamber of Commerce. Isn't that awesome? We got a Chamber of Commerce set up by Prescott. Then we got, that is Kissinger with Mao. Mao is a skull and bone with the Bushes and Kerry and others. And here is Mao again with Nixon. And then there's the quote that Shady just read us, and you're all caught up now. And then this is the show. And then we talked about it's always been China, and he learned to speak Chinese. Look at the L and the I. See that? See how I did that, Shady?
I do see how you did that. Very, very creative.
And again, this is from our original thread from China Week Part 1. Let's just watch this one more time.
In 1998, America's attention was focused on scandal in the Oval Office. Public concern over this new round of suspected Clinton wrongdoings finally pushed Congress to act.
Crime family magna.
President Clinton.
However, news coverage implied that purely mean-spirited partisanship motivated the proceedings.
The great story here is this vast right-wing conspiracy that has been conspiring against my husband since the day he announced for president.
Suddenly, for the first time since Richard Nixon, a United States president faced the strong possibility of impeachment. Yet only a handful of viewers would learn the actual reasons why. Months before the Lewinsky scandal broke, Congress began investigating a scandal that had become known as Chinagate. Evidence suggested that the Clinton administration had compromised U.S. security in order to finance its re-election campaign. The Communist government of China was eager to acquire sensitive U.S. military technology and economic concessions. Through international money laundering, China funneled contributions into U.S. election campaigns and obtained privileged access to top U.S. officials. The communist money trail led all the way up to the Oval Office. If these facts were widely publicized, Clinton would face impeachment on grounds of bribery and perhaps even treason. But the media misdirected public attention. Americans were told over and over again in 1,000 different ways that the only real complaints against Clinton were that he lied about sex. Yet more than a dozen of Clinton's appointees, business associates, and close friends were convicted of felonies since he assumed office in 1993. Many others implicated in the Chinagate scandal invoked the Fifth Amendment or fled the country altogether.
All right, so there you go. That's the Chinagate. And then, again, this is how I got to the Q Post 300 when he talked about 300 miles of wall next week. Future proves past, so that's kind of a Q-ism. Let's just listen to that one more time, Shady, because it's important. Here we go.
Testing. Mexico, as you know, has a very high rate of infection. The wall is now going to be next week 300 miles long. Our numbers are extraordinary.
Next week.
On the border. Had that and testing.
So that's interesting. Mexico, so 300, and Shady pointed out that we haven't heard that before. So we go to this. Can you find a pic? We just showed you all these pictures of Alaweed, Hussein, and Clinton, and other U.S. politicians. And I even went further than that, Shady. We went further than that, and we showed you other countries, okay? L period. It's not LDR, because LDR, what is LDR?
That's Linda Rothschild, and it would be LDR because we identify people by the same moniker.
And heard you can't sleep anymore. Huh.
Was there anybody in China that couldn't sleep?
And don't come here again. So let's just cruise down. Oh, whoa, Li Ka-shing admits he can't sleep, worrying about Hong Kong problems. Do we have a boom, guys? Do we have a boom? Are we over the target? Please let us know. Let us know now. What do we want? Do we want 17s? Let's see the 17s if you guys think we're over the target right here. Li Ka-shing, heard you can't sleep. So I Googled, Li can't sleep.
And then boom.
And then boom. And then boom, Shady. Boom. All right, let's see the 17s if we're over the target. I know we're a little behind you. Oh, look at that. I think we got some booms. Now, don't come here anymore? Don't we have a travel ban in China? Are we over the target, Shady? What do you think, folks? What do you think? Amazing. No other show, no other personality, no other Twitter follower or person, Patriot, is talking about this, Shady Groove.
Man, I mean, and this is the lead in to every problem that we have right now. I mean, from whatever you want to talk about, Google to AI, it was all offshored. All the information was given to them, and they're using that to develop technology and trying to advance past us. That's why your great president has really focused on the military and securing up where all the treason was.
And all the China backers, oh, that's xenophobic, saying China can't come here anymore. Don't come here anymore. I heard you can't sleep anymore. Guys, I think this Q post 300 is Lee.
From, what was that, like 12, 15, 17?
12,
right?
Yeah, 12/7, 2017.
17. Yeah, 17.
Yeah.
17.
22/25. 5/5. Wow. And then we got the travel ban. Then we got this. Listen to this.
Attitude towards China.
Okay, well, look back for the last 3.5 years. I'm the only one that ever took on China. And you saw the intelligence reports where they say China is working hard to get Joe Biden elected. If he gets elected, China will own our country. I've taken billions and billions, tens of billions of dollars in taxes out of China. I gave them to our farmers.
Where,
because
Russia?
They targeted wrongly our farmers. They thought that would put pressure on me. They could get whatever they wanted. So they target us, and it's no good. So if you look at what we've done with China, nobody's ever done to China.
Are you going to be tougher in the next 4 years with China? A lot of people, I've been one of them, that said, why are we there at all? Why don't we disengage? Why don't we bring...
Decouple.
Exactly. What do you
So, look, I don't want to set the world on fire right now on your wonderful show, which I watch all the time, okay? But I made a great deal with China. You see that. They're buying billions and billions of dollars of, manufactured goods, but also our farmers, more than they've ever done. But with all of that being said, it's no longer the same to me. It's no longer the same. There's been no country that's ripped us off more than China. And by the way, the European Union is no beauty either, okay? They treat us terribly too.
China.
But there's been no country that has ripped us off like China for many, many years, for decades, where we'd lose anywhere from $200 billion to $500 billion, with a B, $billion a year. We rebuilt China. I give them all the credit, because they were smarter than our presidents and smarter than our representatives. But I've stopped it. They had the worst year they've had in 67 years. This was the worst year. Prior to the plague coming in, they had the worst year, and we had the best.
But it sounds like in the future, I mean, your team has shared with me the key policy points of your second-term agenda. There's a lot to talk about there. One of them is about bringing back jobs, even more than before, and incentives for American companies.
But you're asking an even more interesting question. Would you decouple?
Decouple.
Okay, that's what you're really asking. Would you decouple? That's a very interesting question, because so far we've gotten nothing out of China.
I was going to ask you that. What do we get out of it?
We get nothing. We get nothing because they are backers of China. They've moved our whole industry, all of our jobs, all of our money in 2008 under the bailout for $800 billion under Bush and Paulson, who's been to China 150 times, folks.
And now they're over there. Just recently, they're threatening sanctions against the United States of medical supplies. Mm-hmm. Right now, right now they're saying we're not going to ship medical supplies that are ordered from America as a way to, quote, sanction us. They don't understand that we're going to just start manufacturing the stuff ourselves here. We don't really need China.
That's why decouple means non-entangling. We're not going to entangle with China.
In other words, all
Or
the
any other
coupling
country.
that, what we're showing you is all the coupling that has been done over the last 45, 50 years. And the president is literally talking about a separation. We don't need a partner in this world, especially a communist one.
That's right. And the Lee family just set up a company called New Zealand August 8th, August 7th. So
Yeah,
New,
just
you
like,
New Zealanders
a
need to
couple
fight
weeks
this.
ago.
So, Shady, what if the cures already exist? What if iridium cures cancer?
There's a lot of signals that point to that, my friend.
Yep. There's iridium right there. There's your missing eye, 7-7. Very interesting. And then watch this quick little
Never
thing.
really did much good for the dinosaurs. But that same 7-mile wide rock that crashed to Earth, killing 70% of all living species, may actually hold the key to curing cancer. According to SWNS, researchers from the University of Warwick have found that iridium, one of the rarest elements on Earth but often found in meteorites, has a unique property. It has the ability to get inside the nucleus of cancer cells and latch onto one of its proteins. And when fiber optics carry laser light to those iridium-treated cancer cells, it causes the cell's own oxygen to become poisonous, which is deadly to the cancer, but completely harmless.
I also want to point out something. If you look at the table here, where are the missing 302s? There's 302 right there, guys. See that? You following me?
I follow.
You following me?
Cells own oxygen to become poisonous, which is deadly to the cancer, but completely harmless to healthy cells. The study's co-author, Professor Peter Sadler, says this type of photodynamic therapy could be crucial in the fight against cancer. If this technology can be translated into the clinic, it might be effective against resistant cancers and reduce the side effects of chemotherapy. He said about the iridium-based treatment, and lab tests have already shown iridium's ability to move into and terminate lung cancer cells. So giant iridium-carrying meteors? Very bad for the dinosaurs, but perhaps life-saving for the species that survived the blast 66 million years ago.
So, there's your missing eye. What if we have the cures, folks? Pretty interesting.
And also, watching that little video there, think about what the president said to us about the photon light with the body and curing the body. Remember, whenever they got all triggered, right around the same time he said HCQ, he was also talking about different light therapies.
We have the cures, folks. That's why their heads pop every time POTUS talks. Now,
they're really popping right now, by the way.
Here's a quick little video that I want to play for you guys, okay? And let me try to see if I can make it a little bit bigger, because you're going to watch red carpet events, guys. Do you understand that our presidents were basically marched in front of Xi or any other premier, right, of China, or president of China? So they were walking in front on a red carpet, looking like they were walking to their death. Let's watch this. By the way, Shady, did you know the Ninth Circuit Court used to be a court for China?
I did know this now.
But it's no longer there. Apparently it was abolished in 1943. Bullshit!
When the CIA was started.
Right. So here you go. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, San Francisco, which heard appeals from the U.S. court for
China.
Think Mirror. We have a gang of 8, don't we? That's a group of senators who wrote comprehensive immigration reform bill in 2013. Gang of 8. They're the intel things, the gang of 8. But did you know that China had a gang of 4?
And what did they do?
Well, this is the China Gang of 4, and they were comprised, it was a political faction comprised of 4 Chinese Communist Party officials. They came to prominence during the Cultural Revolution. Are we having a Cultural Revolution here today? Think Mirror. And were later charged with a series of treason. The gang's leading figure was Xing, Mao Zedong's Jiang Qing, which was Mao Zedong's last wife. Other members were Zhang Kuchakao, Wao Wenyuan, and Wang Huaguan. But the Gang of 4 controlled the power organs of the Communist Party of China and basically attacked and removed anybody that spoke against it.
Oh, that seems like a bit of a dry run for a gang of 8 that runs a Russian narrative and attacks anyone that speaks out against it.
You just can't make this stuff up, Shady.
I mean, is it me or what?
China has a gang of 4, and we've got a gang of 8. And they were prosecuted for treason. Think Mirror.
Well, we've definitely got some treason going on in our gang of 8.
Proves.
Passed.
Yeah. Shady.
Boom.
So, did we receive comms yesterday, Shady? Let's listen.
I think we did.
Democrats, it's Democrat-run cities, and it's a shame, and it can be solved so easy. It can be solved very easily. Democrats, it's Democrat-run cities, and it's a shame, and it can be solved so easy. It can be solved very easily.
Easily. Wow. So how do we solve easily? Maybe we go to the Treasury and use the executive order from 1221 and have blocking the property of persons involved in serious human rights abuse or corruption, which builds upon the global Magnitsky Human Rights Accountability Act. We are doing this now to China. What other channel is telling you about this? Anybody?
We are decoupling.
We are decoupling. Well said, Shady.
And we're also bottom up. This has to be generated organically. We have to show the corruption. We're starting by showing the corruption. It's a lot easier for people who are asleep to see corruption in another country.
That's right.
So now once we connect it there, finally, I mean, they're still not admitting that the virus came from China, for crying out loud. But once we show that, then all of the lead-ins coming back to our Congress, the people who sold you out that were elected officials. This isn't about, even the high up administration. This is about the House. This is about the Senate. This is about
the companies.
Treason among us because of China selling out to China.
What if I told you the Pearson book deals that Q pointed us to for Obama and Biden was owned by a company called Lazard, which is owned by Li Ka-shing?
Oh, and you would say, what would you say? You said Pearson?
Pearson.
Oh, yeah. And who prints all of our school books?
Pearson.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? So Common Core is from China? Oh, wait, what about the Pearson View? They had a board called the Prometheus Board because we tied the Lees to Rockefeller because Rockefeller gave Lee the port to Long Beach. Why is Long Beach so important? Costco, spying. Costco, oh my gosh, we've got a Chinese company, so we're going to sell it. We're going to sell it to Macquarie in Australia, and then Macquarie, it never left.
No, that sounds like a great plan.
It's a good plan.
That's a damn
now
good
look,
plan.
Here's a Chinese Uyghur. Let's listen to what he says about what's going on.
Now, were you offended by Donald Trump's tweet? Now, I'm not going to tell anybody how they should or shouldn't be offended by something, but let's just put things into perspective. Now, did Donald Trump's racist tweet place you and your family members into a concentration camp? Did Donald Trump's racism take your kids away from you to be forcefully adopted away? Did Donald Trump's racism illegally harvest your organs? Did Donald Trump's racism forcefully abort your baby? Did Donald Trump's racism gang rape you? Did Donald Trump's racism forcefully sterilize you? Did Donald Trump's racism stop you from following your religion? Did Donald Trump's racism stop you from following your culture? Did Donald Trump's racism kill a member of your family? Did Donald Trump's racism make you work in a labor camp for some of the biggest brands in the world? Now, I'm not saying not to be offended by Donald Trump's tweet or what he says. You have all the right in the world. But that's all you're ever going to be. Offended, upset, angry. Now, the things that I've just mentioned above is currently being committed by the biggest racist in the world. General Secretary
blah, blah, blah,
of China,
Dan.
Xi Jinping.
Get out of here.
He's committing these atrocities against the Uyghurs of East Turkestan, aka Xinjiang province in China. Now, by all means, be upset, angry, offended at Donald Trump. But at the same token, or 100 or 1,000 times more, you should be offended and be calling out the crimes being committed against humanity, against General Secretary Xi Jinping of China.
And guess what? It's happening, Anons. Here's the Treasury bill. Blah, blah, blah. This is the Xinjiang province, guys. And if you're offended by his beard, leave now, because you're not ready for freedom. All right.
Somebody's offended by his beard?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, beard. Ooh, boogie, boogie, boogie.
Somebody.
I'm tired of these people that don't understand what freedom is.
Yeah, that's a little bit rude.
Yeah. Boom, but cut it off. Hey, Becky, why don't you just leave now, okay? Becky J, out. Offended by a beard. Give me a break. These people are eating babies and killing babies.
Of their family members,
his
guys.
family member is dead because of these people.
And you're worried about his facial hair.
Yeah. Yeah, bye, Becky. You know, you do get it. Okay, well, I'm sorry, but you got to start realizing that facial hair does not define who you are. This guy has his whole people. Let's listen to this again.
Chinese virus.
Listen.
Now, were you offended by Donald Trump's tweet? Now, I'm not going to tell anybody how they should or shouldn't be offended by something.
But you're going to tell them how to cut a beard.
Let's put things into perspective. Now, did
I'm sorry,
Donald
I got triggered. Sorry,
racist
guys.
tweet place you and your family members into a concentration camp? Did Donald Trump's racism take your kids away from you to be forcefully adopted away? Did Donald Trump's racism illegally harvest your organs? Did Donald Trump's racism forcefully abort your baby? Did Donald Trump's racism gang rape you? Did Donald Trump's racism forcefully sterilize you? Did Donald Trump's racism stop you from following your religion? Did Donald Trump's racism stop you from following your culture? Did Donald Trump's racism kill a member of your family? Did Donald Trump's racism make you work in a labor camp for some of the biggest brands in the world?
But I'm
Now,
worried about a beard, Shady.
I'm not saying not to be offended by Donald Trump's tweet or what he says. You have all the right in the world. But that's all you're ever going to be. Offended, upset, angry. Now, the things that I've just mentioned above.
So this guy right here just basically called the person out that was triggered by a beard. And I think I love a comment up here. Let me see. It was up here. Why can't we just embrace? I can't find it again. But why? Oh, here it is. Deplorable Trump lover. God bless you. Why can't we all love one another and embrace our differences? Because they want you divided by beards. They want you divided by religion. They want you divided, guys.
I mean, that pull back for just a second and look at all the things that have happened in the Middle East over the last 100 years. What have they been doing? They've been attempting to weaponize people against people. The only way they can convince people to war and kill and maim and harm and rape is to weaponize their minds against people that don't look like them. That's their only tool. If we can overcome that tool and realize that it doesn't really matter what religion someone is, it doesn't matter what someone looks like, it doesn't matter what part of the world someone comes from, they want freedom. All people want freedom. No people want tyranny. It's very, very simple.
So the president today said something today that was very amazing. I don't know if I have it on my thing, but he was talking about, I think I do have it on here. He was talking about Portland, and he said that they have a curse. He said that there's an issue in Portland, and they have to ask in order for him to come in. And here it is. Let's listen.
Liberal, they're tired of it. They're tired of having, of living with this curse. They're living with a curse. They say that when you walk through the streets of Portland, This is years and years of burning, and it's
not the last 90 days. It's been really
no. It's been horrible in the last
Protest.
90 days. But no, it's been going on for many. It's been going on for many years. It's like you're in. I won't name the city, but it's a city someplace
Hong
in
Kong,
the world
Shanghai?
that's not so good. Okay, it's
Maybe?
a terrible
The
situation.
Oregon governor said no one is safe.
All right, so let's just go on that, Shady. First of all, the word Shanghaiing came from Portland. It's kidnapping. It's human trafficking.
It's referencing the early part of the Industrial Revolution and the kidnapping of people who would be brought to ships and put to work as slaves until they were done with them, and they would toss them over.
And it was called crimping. It was a
Shanghaied.
Yeah, you're Shanghai. So basically, you're sitting in a Portland bar.
And
You're
getting hammered.
drinking. You're getting hammered. They might even put something in your drink. And you pass out. And then all of a sudden, your bar stool and you fall down into a tunnel.
And then there's about 3 guys down there that start wrapping you up with ropes and take you through the tunnel and right on the ship without anybody above ground seeing you.
And I also heard
Shanghai.
they use women doing that too, by the way, Shady.
Yes, and there's a lot of stories out here, bud.
Yeah. So
Well,
this
once
is the
I
curse,
moved
guys,
out
of
here,
Portland.
it's like-
This is the curse of Portland, Shady. Now, what else is really big in Portland, Shady?
The trafficking is
Satanic
big.
cults, correct.
Cults, yes.
There is a high,
Witchcraft.
yeah, there's a lot of satanic cults. Voodoo Donuts, Shady, let's go.
No, I'm good, thank you.
You're good? You don't want to go to Voodoo?
No, and it's not because I don't eat donuts.
So, guys, this is what you. So it sounds like another country. Where's Shanghai? Is that in China?
It is.
Is it? Your president is telling you all about what's going on if you understand the Lee family, China, and how we've outsourced everything there. It's pretty amazing. Now, what did they do in China, Shady? Or excuse me, in Portland, in Shanghai. I mean, excuse me, Portland. They executed somebody from our. Let's listen to this. This is. And rest
Hold
in
on.
peace.
Yeah, hold on to your hats for this story. This guy, man. This guy
Escalated
is
to
so
the
brave.
point that they executed my partner. They hunted him down. They hunted us down. They recognized our Patriot Prayer hats. For anybody who doesn't know Patriot Prayer, Joey Gibson, the Citizens Advocate, he's a good man. We support him. He's a Christian and conservative. So they identified our hats. We got a couple of them right here. We got a couple of them right here. Pull it out. Pull it out. And is that what they said? That's what they said. We turned around. It didn't even register that somebody was pointing a gun at us until the shots went off and took off running. The shooter took off running, and it takes a second for you to process everything that happened. Did he just shoot at me? Okay, I'm okay. Turn over, and Jay's dead. Because he believes something different than them. Jay's not a racist, he's not a xenophobe or whatever label, he's not an ist or an ism. He's an independent man. He's a good man. And he didn't do anything to earn a bullet in the chest.
If you could ask anything right now, Donald Trump, what would it be?
Send troops. Send troops. Arrest these. Portland is as corrupt as any place you've ever seen, any place you've ever heard about in the movies. I have a friend sitting right behind me here who's being charged currently with a felony riot while the DA is letting all these actual rioters out on the street. He was just out there waving an American flag. It's been charges pending for, 2 years? But somebody who's throwing explosive devices at the police. Somebody, when I went to the hospital, and I met a Homeland Security officer who was there because his buddy had caught a mortar round in the chest and burned right through his uniform. He got third-degree burns all over his torso. Those people are being let go, while Christians and conservatives and anybody who is...
This is not a game. So, Portland, satanic hub. China doesn't believe in God. Democrats supporting us. They're godless, folks. But in the end, God will win. Shady.
I mean, you know, I listened to him talk. I've seen the video of what happened up there. This was a massive parade. I don't know if everyone saw, but they set out from outside of Portland about 2 hours, 3 hours or something before they drove through Portland, and it was thousands and thousands of patriots in their cars with flags driving through the city. These people were not out of their cars. They were not protesting, and they were targeted, and then they somehow got him out of his vehicle and isolated away from everybody else. And to me, this looks like a straight up, this looks like a straight up hit. In other words, eye for an eye type stuff, like, retribution. They killed an American. You killed a fellow American because he thought different than you. Think about the concept of that. It's something that we literally could not have even imagined in America less than 10 years ago.
Satanists against non-Satanists, Shady.
And so, this was an innocent, peaceful protest, and let me tell you, there's a lot more of it coming. I think I was seeing. I think it's on the 17th or something. They're doing a drive around. They're gathering patriots for every city to do drive around the beltways with patriots coming up on the 17th, no less. Interesting choice of dates there. But the silent majority has set back. Let's just realize that the silent majority has set back. What they were trying to do was to get us to engage. They wanted us to engage. They wanted patriots to come to the streets and deal with this so they could have news stories. They wanted the president to send in National Guard so they could stand there and actually have to defend themselves so they could get news stories. What they did at the White House, they're looking for news stories. Patriots did what? Patriots remained calm and stable, and we watched and we learned and we started to pay attention. And now you're seeing the silent majority start to stand up in America. And it's not going to be what you see in France. And it's not going to be what you see in Germany of all the people coming to the streets and there's millions and millions of people out there. That type of protest isn't necessary in America. And I know some people are like, oh, well, we're going to see. That's not necessary in America. Why? Because we are an armed populace. We don't need to gather like that. We are able to defend our property. Remember, the communist cornerstone is the abolition of respect for private property. That's the difference between America and the rest of the world. You can defend what is yours with force. And we're seeing the Rittenhouse guy who's being prosecuted for first-degree murder for defending himself. If he hadn't shot those people up there in Kennesaw or wherever it was, he would be dead. That's just the bottom line. And the media is skewing this line of innocent until proven guilty and being able to defend yourself and weaponizing it to your friends and family in the mainstream news who have no idea what's really going on. It's your job to stand up, Matrixx. It's the Patriots' job to stand up and inform people now.
Meanwhile, what we've seen is now we've got Hillary Clinton. 25 years ago, she was in Beijing to give a speech about women's rights in China, guys. And they're killing people.
And they don't let you have female babies.
That's what they want here, folks.
Right.
My theory is those empty cities in China. We were going to go to the FEMA camps, and they're going to put us in those empty fields in China. That's my theory.
It's a very good one.
Or kill us, or both. Right. So let's just really quick. I wanted to show one more thing of what China really is, folks. And I'm getting to it real quick. Hang on. I'm sorry for the scroll, folks. Look at the flood. That's another theory I got. What happens to the water when you drain a swamp? It has to go down the drain somewhere and end up somewhere, correct?
Yep. Huh.
Watch the water. All roads lead to China. And we're okay. So this, I'm not gonna look at this. This is China. Huh.
Oh man. And I was actually in this tweet with a couple other people claiming that this is fake. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Thanks, General McChrystal. It's not fake.
This is what's happening.
Yeah. And this was actually retweeted by a general.
Three or four trolls were in there trying to claim that this was fake. You could totally tell they were like Chinese type accounts.
Let me just see real quick. I'm not sure what. Let me see. Let me go to this. Where's our In the Matrixxx group here? Here it is. I need to go see. What's the name of the gentleman? Darn it. Oh, no, that's Donald Trump. There is a general that we want to look at. We want to keep in contact with. Oh, darn it. What was his name? Darn it. I thought I had retweeted him. Oh, no. I thought I had retweeted him because people are like, oh, this is fake. I said, well, then why would a general retweet it?
Retweeting it, right.
Yeah. Dang it.
Yeah, I'm scrolling over here. I don't see it in your thread or in your timeline.
It's
I'm looking.
in our In the Matrixxx thing. Real James Woods. And John, webmaster, told us that we should look at this guy. Let me just see if I could just look at it one more time. Here it is. General Spalding. Let's go to @Robert. Robert. And you want to tell me this is fake? You go tell a general that was a B-2 bomber pilot. Robert Spalding. There he is. General Robert Spalding. The Stealth War. Author, Stealth War, former senior director of strategy at the NSC, U.S. Air Force, B-2 stealth pilot. Talking about everything. Hong Kong. And then let's go see if he tweeted this video. Let's see. There's General Spalding. He's talking more about this. I mean, this is one to... China is working to take down freedoms all across the world. That's your Secretary Pompeo. Guys, it's China. They're using WeChat to tell people to vote for Biden. Oh, look, he tweeted that too.
Oh, yeah, I saw that last night.
Yeah. And so I'm going here to look at this stuff, guys. This guy is actually amazing. And he's a general from the U.S. Air Force, guys. And he tweeted that. Boy, he's got a lot of tweets here. August 30th. Here, it's coming right up here. It's got to be. Yeah, here.
The CCP lies. It makes those who tell the truth disappear. The virulent pandemic that came from Wuhan spread so widely and caused so much damage because the CCP covered it up. Then there's the tragedy that has befallen Hong Kong and the premature denial of freedom to those people. You see it in far-off places, in their attempts to dominate the South China Sea. You see it in the detention of 1 million Uyghur Muslims living in internment camps in Xinjiang.
Oh, but they have beards.
This is the human rights stain of the century, sustained by companies like...
So I just wanted to show you some of that stuff. And he actually tweeted the same video I tweeted because I got it from him. Boy, I can't find it now. Where is it? There it is. Here's one. This is insanity. Is this America now? Do you see how we're turning into China? We're even wearing masks, folks.
Yeah, and we're
look at he tweeted this, and people are saying, "Oh, that's from a porno." No, this is China.
The Chinese propagandists are saying that.
And then, just so you know, we will find the video that he retweeted. I can't find it. Man, anyways, it's here on this timeline. Take a look on this guy. And, this is Lee Auto, by the way. It's just insane what we're seeing, guys. We are seeing us turn into China. All right, Shady. You got a tweet here that you want to go over?
I know that we're getting ready to jump out of here. Everybody, we're going to head over to see LK Dark to Light. I'd like for you to maybe join us on a little field trip after we leave. But I tweeted this last night just as a reminder to all the Patriots. I know we're 60 days out from the election. Everybody's kind of on the edge of their seats. What's going to happen? What are we going to do? The truth is, we don't really know exactly what the plan is. We just know what the overarching plan is. And I wanted to reshare this because this is a Q post from the end of July. Do not mistake silence for inaction. Realize, in my mind, this tells us that silence equals action. So understand that whenever you're thinking about Q and what Q's doing. Q is giving us room to learn to build and stand on our own. Just realize that, guys.
And we have it already. We've already said we have it all. We've got it all. So go back and look at old Q posts instead of waiting for somebody to tell you about a new one. Guys,
correct.
You have everything you need.
You are the news now.
All right. There we go. So we got a new release to LK Dark to Light. Let me go grab that video. We're going to head over there, and we're going to head out of this show, Shady. Tomorrow we will not have a show. I've actually got some work coming on and happening with the house. So I will not be here tomorrow, Shady.
All right. So we will be back on Thursday.
And with that, guys, God bless. Follow us over to the, what do we call it? We call it a field trip to LK Dark to Light. Serial Brain
Please
Decode.
please consider supporting the channel, guys. This is citizen patriot supported content, and your appreciation matters to us. So thank you very much.
That's right. We love you guys. PayPal is the best way. We've also got the merchandise on inthematrix.live. We've got the Patreon where you can come hang out with beautiful patriots in our servers, and we shall see you later. God bless you all. Break the spell, guys. InTheMatrix.com is the best place to get us for everything.